All right, I'm back to do another video. Now, I was saying that I go by numbers, and the number that I go by is 4. And the Holy Spirit always shows me numbers, and this is how I communicate with the Holy Spirit. Now, I was listening to one person. He was talking about the fivefold ministry, and he was saying how real prophets do not go by numbers and different types of signs and stuff like that. But I'm no prophet. Like I said, I'm not Christian. I'm not Jehovah's Witness. I'm not Baptist. I'm not Protestant. I'm not Muslim. I'm not not any of these religions. I'm not Buddhist. I'm not what is it called? I'm not atheist, and I'm definitely not Mormon. So I don't claim to know everything, and I don't really know everything about the Bible. I just only started studying the Bible in 2020. And I have a problem with remembering things, and especially when it comes to scriptures and stuff like that. I may try to quote something, but it's verbatim. And I mentioned about the numbers, the number 4. And the Holy Spirit always shows me these things. And when April 22nd, 2024 came, when 2021 hit, when April the 21st hit, and 2024, this was a day that I was supposed to go to court on the 22nd, but I knew something was going to happen, because that's 88. That is 4 for the month of April. That is 22, which is 4, which makes 8. Then there is the year 2024. That is 44. So that's 88. But I always go by 4s, and the Holy Spirit I've always done things by the number 4. Hence, that is 444 is my name. And this is how the Holy Spirit has communicated with me, because the Holy Spirit communicates with people in all different ways. Now, I'm not gonna change what I said on what I feel about the rapture, because I believe it in my heart that it's going to happen. And like I said, there's things that's been shown to me over and over again about the rapture. And I'm in a spot that the Holy Spirit doesn't really want me in, but at this moment I have to sit still, because these things are to come. And whether people like it or not, I don't have a problem get on here say I was wrong, but my faith is in the Holy Spirit, and I'm not going to change what I feel about this rapture that's coming. Brother Joshua has his calling and what was spoken unto him, but I haven't heard about prophecy. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people, from what I heard here recently about different people that was saying, oh, what happened in 2020, they said in the days 99, they said it was going to happen, and you know, that was going to be the rapture. You know, all these different dates. I haven't ever heard it, ever. And as long as I have been, you know, watching YouTube, you know, no rapture has ever came up on my feed until Joshua. Even when I was in Satan's kingdom, there was no talk about rapture, but except for what I saw in the Bible. But I'm going to say this. Like I said, this was the day that I was released from Satan's kingdom. When I first got this amulet, in my dream I saw the time of 4:44. When the Holy Spirit was coaching me on how to do this communication device, and I basically used some of the scriptures out of the book, but this book was already destroyed, but I went through it and I flipped through it. I saw the number in there just to make sure it was there, and once I started flipping through, my eyes closed and I stopped wherever it stops. I stopped on 4:44 at least 3 times. I had to make the device twice, but each time I went through and flipped through a Bible, and I always stopped on 4:44. So no matter how people get messages, no matter what they say or how they see Jesus was seen to them, the Spirit is going to appear to anyone in a way that it knows that you know what it looks like or how it looks. Now, one person was saying, oh, well, you know, Joshua says that his hair was brown and this and that, but in Revelations it says that his hair is white as wool, you know, which means really coarse, but it's wool, it's white hair. I mean, the Holy Spirit appears to all in its own way. It communicates in its own way, whether it's through numbers, whether it's through serendipity, or whether it's through a church, whether it's through whatever. The Holy Spirit appears to everyone in a different way. Not everyone it appears to the same. You know, if it comes to them, you know, I've seen these testimonies of these children, and children saying, oh, he's so beautiful, he's so beautiful. You know, they look at his eyes or whatever. Oh, he's so beautiful, he's so beautiful. But, you know, I've yet to see the Holy Spirit, to be honest. I've yet to see a dream about hell. And I find that quite odd. I find it very, very odd. And I quite haven't seen a dream of heaven. I find that kind of odd too as well. But yet the Holy Spirit speaks to me. The Holy Spirit shows me things. Physically show me things. Like, take for instance, like I said earlier about Ezekiel. And Ezekiel had a vision of this rainbow in a storm. Well, physically, I literally saw it here a couple days ago, rainbow in the storm. Okay, so that's physical. You know, seeing the sun as it descends and it turns blood red. I don't know if this was from my eyes only, but I'm saying what I saw. These are all signs, because these are all signs that we're supposed to look for, celestial signs. Now, with the sky looking rusted color, blue, on fire, I mean, red, reddish orange, like rusted color, you know, I just kind of curious because a lot of people think that this is normal. When I grew up in the 80s, the skyline didn't look like that. It just didn't look like that at all. But there's multiple things that has been John's vision, like the receivance of the book, the open book. I physically received that book, physically. Another thing that John talks about is how the angel, there's a mighty angel that speaks with a loud voice that I'm paraphrasing it, but let's see. Now John said, this is what John's saying. And I saw a strong angel proclaim with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and loose the seals thereof. This was literally done after sealing the 12 tribes. Then here it goes on, it says, and one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. This has literally happened. Because when I woke up out of my dream, I was hissing like a cat. So this was John's dream of me waking up out of the dream. And when I saw the light being picked me up and I woke up out of my dream, hissing like a cat, right here in the 3rd physical realm. This is what I saw. Physically from my own eyes, out the left corner of my eye, sitting on the throne inside of Satan's kingdom. And there's this massive brick pillar. And out the corner of my left eye, I saw a lion sitting there, the shadow of the lion. These are physical things that I'm seeing. Seeing a man with a mason ring on his finger. And he says that he sees a small 2-foot cat. And I tell him, I say, go ask him. I send a young man, I say, go ask him, what kind of cat is it? And the young man said, it's a lion. That's what he said. He said, it is a lion, is what he said. And he said that the lion kept swiping at his privates. The lion wasn't swiping his privates. The lion was swiping at that mason ring on his finger. These Luciferian, freeing him from his bond, freeing him from his contract. When I was with my ex, before I went to Satan's kingdom, I just didn't realize it at that time, but I heard a hiss as we walked by her apothecaric room. But there was a demonic entity there. There was definitely a demonic entity that was there. So at this juncture, I realized that that's what that was. That was the lion that came through when I woke up out of my sleep and I hissed right here in the 3rd physical realm. That was the spirit of the lion. Even I said about the child that was born unto me on the 4th. Number 4, April. On the 8th, that's that's 2 4s. 2025, that's another 4. The 5 is either surrender or it's a new beginning. Well, the 0 is a new beginning. So surrender to new beginning, basically. Because 555 means surrender. 444 means let there be light. So I'm not going to deny what I see, deny what the Holy Spirit has shown me. So many can say whatever they want to say, but I believe it because I've seen the signs and it's been shown to me. I've seen myself in heaven, but it's not in the kingdom. It's literally out in the heavens. I've seen myself in between the heavens and earth, suspended by lightning. This is no joke. This was someone else's vision. I saw this vision in 2021, and here 2025, I see a Yeshua video, and it shows this exact same vision that was sent to me. I mean, exactly the same drawing, exactly to the T. How is that possible? I don't know, because at that time I was in Satan's kingdom. So you all can believe what you want to believe. That's up to you. But I'm going to believe that my ship is here, and it's time for me to leave this place. This will be the end for me. My last words, unless the Holy Spirit has something else to speak. But this is it. The Holy Spirit doesn't show anything to me unless it's literally going to happen. So, love each other like you love yourself. Learn to forgive and let live and let go. For this is your salvation. Without these things, if you don't know how to forgive and let live and let go, you will not be taking that ride. You will not be going into the Holy Spirit's home. And I can promise you that. The one out.